Hello and welcome, race fans, and it's been a long time coming here tonight, but that's okay. It's update night here, so everybody having issues across all of iRacing, but that's okay because we figured it on out and we are live here in Charlotte with these trucks in the first race of the championship playoffs here, where 10 drivers have made it on through past the cut line, and this is their first chance to really get some big time points here tonight, which is going to be absolutely a blast. Glad to have all you guys out there in chat ready to go, so let's get ready to go and start us off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, these great HCKBRL races wouldn't happen without some fantastic sponsorships, such as Thomas Pet Crematorium, here, the proud sponsor here tonight. We thank you guys down there in that kind of near Savannah area for your pets' last days. Look for them to take proper care of your favorite furry family member, as well as Davidson Builders up there in the northern New Jersey area, the premier custom builders of just whether it's renovations or extensions. We thank you guys for jumping on board here this season, as well as AdminBoxx jumping on board here this season as well. Of course, we also got to thank TrackDogsRacing.com and Dubby as well. I am Alan Brown, and holy smokes, Adam Turner, he has made it. Even though he was Yahtzeed there for a minute, just the delays in the broadcast brought the man back to life here. So Adam, English is having a little bit of a problem here tonight trying to get into this session, as apparently everyone else was having problems here as well. But we are live at Charlotte here tonight. I don't know if you're in the session yet or not either, but it's a good night race here at Charlotte tonight.
Well, every time they do some major update, it causes problems, right? So I think that's where we're at. I'm still loading in myself. Hopefully I can be of assistance to you.
That's okay. I can. Let's see here. Let me see what you typically see. Let's see. No incident count DQs here tonight, by the looks of it. A couple fast repairs, minus 5% power, so these guys shouldn't really be over revving this thing too much. Beautiful night race right now, 71-degree track temp, so everything is looking absolutely fantastic as we take a look at tonight's race info for the 120 lap bout that we have here tonight. And this mile-and-a-half track is going to see some fantastic racing action with our key to the race tonight being this is the start of the championship, so start it off strong. And I know you guys don't need to be loaded in to say anything about that one, especially with this being the first round of that championship.
Yeah, just making sure you can hear me because my Discord was messing up too. So I'm finally starting to slowly get my crap together here. Yeah, man, playoffs. It's an exciting time. We're going to see these guys battling hard. I think it's a 10-driver field if I'm right here, but 10 drivers in the playoffs now, and you'll be able to identify them. I think they're all running a yellow stripe up top of the windshield, so you'll be able to tell who is who in the playoffs here starting tonight.
That indeed, and English, just double check your audio source there, buddy.
Your microphone is whack, bro.
Gotcha. I'll be back.
I'm loaded in with you.
English is streaming from the middle of his bathroom or inside of a well. As we take a look here, as the drivers all gridding on up, let's go ahead and see where your favorite drivers are going to start here tonight. The 6 of Paul Durkee is going to win that pole position, with the 5 of Stephen Naylor going to start on his outside. 88 of Zach Staten with a good qualifying spot here in 3rd, with the 84 of Josh Bittner starting in 4th. In 5th, we're going to have the 4 of Eric Stoy with the 96 of Josh Freed. The 15 of Cody Staten will start here in 7th, with the 51 of Joshua Moore starting in 8th. 9th is going to be the 42 of Kevin Winker, with the 64 of Cale Tuberville rounding out that top 10.
I can get the rest for you, Brown, if that's okay.
You want to get the rest?
Like I'm loaded in. Yeah,
Go
man.
for it, buddy.
97 Rodney Griffin. It will be 11th. 86 Jake Bunjo. Great iRacing name right there. 12. Number 3 Hunter Smith starts 13th. Austin Johnson in a 12 truck starts 14th. 751 of Michael Adamson. He'll be 15th. Right behind him is partner in crime. 747 Albert Anderson, America's driver, 16th. Double O Joe Bennett, 17th. 24 of Andrew Hansley. He'll be 18th. And then Gregory Turner will be 19th in the 69 truck, and J.A. Burton will end up in 20th here.
All right, so a little bit smaller field, but of course that was kind of expected with the issues that update day here in iRacing usually has, as we head on around and pace behind the pace car here, which means we get to talk to tonight's AdminBoxx pole sitter, and that is going to be the 6 of... let me pull up the right thing. The 6 of Paul Durkee, part of that team GOAT. So let's go ahead and talk to him real quick. Hey, Paul, so guys up in the booth, congrats on the pole position here tonight. And I know you guys are coming off of a great race last night or a couple of weeks ago. So is the team GOATs looking pretty strong here tonight?
Yeah, we got some pretty good trucks. I got my teammate out here on my outside, and Stowey's not too far back, and been on a roll lately, and hopefully we can keep it going.
It looks like you got a few members as well involved in this championship run. Do you guys kind of feel the pressure to get this one started off strong in this first race for this final kind of run down to the championship?
You just want to have you want a top 10 finish, I think, is what you really want to shoot for. Anything other than that, and I think you're going to get too far behind, and you're not going to be able to make it up.
Well, I mean, looks like we're just having some trouble getting in the race. Hopefully this race goes well. Hopefully y'all end up where you want to be. Good luck to you.
Come on, you hope there's some fights.
Well, I do, but I don't want you to get involved in a fight because you're sitting pretty right now on the pole. So be careful out there. There might be somebody getting a little crusty.
All right, guys. Have a great race.
All right. Good luck, Paul. Get Paul back down there with his teammates there in the team GOATs.
How are you guys reading me now?
Yeah, you're
Great.
good now.
Okay. Thank goodness. Yeah, I don't see how an iRacing update can change all my Discord settings, but
Well, maybe
it would
it's
be the case.
maybe it's like the TikTok taken over by the CCP, and
Man,
just takes over your whole computer.
ridiculous. This is and I'm still trying to get into iRacing, by the way. So. I'm not going to be much help to you guys. I'll chime in.
Just do some chiming.
I'll do some chiming.
Do some chiming. Well, looks like we're gonna go around one more time here, Mr. Turner. I think.
Yeah.
I know they like to extend it for us so we can talk to the pole sitter and what have you. But looks like we'll be going green this next time by. And Kel Turberville, I guess, was running a little late, so he was trying to get him on in here, and everybody just one of those nights. I mean, it's great to have racing here on Tuesdays, but of course iRacing typically has all their updates on Tuesdays, which means everything just happens to go wrong all in time for the HCK Beagles here.
And hot fixes on Thursday, I think, is
yeah. Thankfully we're off on Thursday, so we're not worried about anything on Thursday.
All right, I'm finally in, guys.
Ooh, man, glad to have you.
Beautiful.
And we thank all you guys over there in the YouTube chat. Corbin Rogers saying first message on the chat goes to a Let's Go Hunter Smith. Thank you, Corbin. Albert Anderson's Pop says go get him, Albert. Tower Operator saying good evening. Rebecca Smith is in chat all ready to go. Joel Moore saying let's go 51. Let's see here. Also got Michael Newton joining us here. The race controller just barely making it on in. Rebecca Smith saying, let's go, Hunter. Tower Operator saying, let's go, 51 and 42. Kara Hansley saying, let's go, 24, with Matt Bunjo saying, go Stealth Motorsports. As the pace car comes on down into pit lane, and away we go for the first time here tonight. We are green flag racing in this new build of iRacing. Side by side, they shuffle on down into turns 1 and 2. Zach Staten and Stephen Naylor are going to go side by side. The 6 of Paul Durkee showing the 13 on the paint is driving around here pretty good up at the front, not too pressured at the moment, while we still have that side by side racing. The 4 of Eric Stoy trying to sneak on up here to get with his teammates. 5 Stephen Naylor hanging on strong right now in 4th. We got Josh Bittner going side by side with the 15 of Cody Staten as the battle in action continues to roll on here at Charlotte as the green flag continues to wave on.
Can already tell a difference in this new graphics build with the reflections we're seeing on the trucks and stuff. They look a lot more brilliant in this night race here tonight at Charlotte.
Is that what else did they do? Because it seemed like a major thing. It does look a little bit better. I think
they added
visually.
channels for clear coat intensity. Where you can dial it up or down as much as you want on the clear coat.
Nice.
Making it really shiny or making it like a matte finish. They added some new cars, some new tracks. Mostly, I think, like GT3, GTE cars. A couple of new tracks, a couple of new configurations for the Rallycross setup at Phoenix and Daytona. You guys like to do the Rallycross here. Whoa, 96 making a move on 15 of Staten right there.
And
like it's clear him,
looking down low, they're going to be pretty even, Steven, here as they continue to race on, trying to pick up whatever spots that they can. But holy smokes, look at the old man out in front. He's always complaining about, people not giving the old man a shot to get him one here tonight. Well, he is out free and clear by almost a second and a half. Paul Durkee, he is not going to sit around here tonight and be patient. He is just going to attack this field as the 5 now loses some spots here. 51, Joshua Moore moving on up. Same thing with that 42, 747 of Albert Anderson, and the 86 of Jake Bunjo there as well as the battle rages on here at Charlotte tonight. All 3 wide we go, with Anderson stuck there in the middle. Looks like the 5 of Naylor backing out of that one as the 3 of Hunter Smith makes some passes as well. trying to climb up through this field. Double O Joe Bennett out here running around. Of course, one of our great friends of having a driver cam up. We always love to have that. So thank you, Double O Joe, sitting here kind of in the mid to back of the pack right now, but definitely look forward for him to maybe move on up a couple spots.
Anderson's on the move. He's up 6 spots right now, sitting in the top 10.
Kevin Winker going down low on the 96. Josh Freed, even Stevens, side by side, battle in action down the back straightaway. Here is the 96, I think, just able to get the run coming off of the corner. And we're starting to see these guys, for the most part, be single file. I know they're missing a few numbers of people that they typically have here tonight, but you know, these guys are still running fairly close, other than Durkee, who's been absolutely running away with this thing.
Well, Adam, talk a little bit about the teams out here, because teamwork matters, and it matters a lot for the Staten boys, because we only have one of the Staten boys. Cody is in the playoffs. His brother Zach is right there with him. He's going to help him all he can, but he is not in the playoffs.
It doesn't matter. You know they're going to rally around him to get him up front. So that teamwork is great, but this isn't really the track for teamwork as much as some of those plate tracks. You kind of have to do a lot on your own here.
Yeah, you still have the opportunity to kind of like take a line away, or maybe throw a block here and there. But yeah, definitely not as big a factor as like a plate track you see these guys run.
Well, I guess the update didn't hurt the racing. It looks pretty good out here. The cars look good. Thankfully, we got loaded in and everybody's out here racing.
That indeed, as the 84 Bittner looks like he might try to move around on the outside here of the 4 of Eric Stoy and chase down the Paul Durkee machine up there at the front. But side by side, they continue to race between that 84 and the 4, and it looks like the 84 up on the outside lane. We don't normally see anything like that.
Wow.
Normally passes are being made all, you know, by people going underneath, but he made the outside line work, and this could be a factor of that 95% power that these guys have.
I'm wondering if this is going to start a little trend here where we see passing on the outside like that. It was very, very clean. He didn't even pinch him down low like I would have. I would have kind of tried to pinch the 4 low a little bit, make him back out. But he didn't even have to do that. He gave him a really wide berth, ran way up close to the wall, and able to complete that pass on the outside.
Well, that's why you're a terrible person and driver. You're trying to hurt people out here. No, you're gonna pinch them. See, that's what I need. I need a driver like you out there, so we can have some kind of fight.
Oh, I got half a mind to be y'all's in-race reporter next year.
But it is part of racing, pinching somebody down low. But people get upset about it, and that's kind of my deal, right?
Sure.
I think.
I'm with you. I'm not trying to start any controversy, but I wouldn't have gave him that much room. That's just me.
Battle between the 96 and the 42 continues to wage on side by side through the turns of 1 and 2, and they're still going to be side by side heading down the back straightaway here. But again, that top side there with the 96 just coming off the corner seems to be getting a better launch, and he's able to keep that momentum up just a little bit more.
There's something to be said about running that high line here. I'm surprised we're seeing guys do it so early. I guess it's really not that early. I mean, they got 14 laps on this set of tires, all green flag laps as well. I'm glad Cale was able to make it in. Cale Turbeville able to make it into the session. Everybody's still a lead lap, huh? Yeah. All right, cool. Looks like Mike Abson registered, but he wasn't able to make it into the race and grid a car, so he'll still get some points for showing up, but that's all he's going to get.
I got the that 64 of Cale Turbeville. He just made his way around the 26 of Jay Burton. He's got a little bit of time to make up here as Double O Joe Bennett gets moved on here by the 24 of Andrew Hansley. Feeling the heat here tonight in that truck. Man, that's a nice looking paint scheme with the flames all ripping around the side of that thing.
Thank you, Derek Welch, for joining us over there on the YouTube chat. Saying, what's up, guys? Watching a little bit of Charlotte racing here again tonight. This is our second race here at Charlotte this week in the broadcast booth. So we've kind of grown to love the Charlotte area here. We know where all the good spots to eat are now and everything. So if you need tips, let us know.
Indeed, the 12 of Austin Johnson looks to try to move up underneath the 3 of Hunter Smith. Not quite able to do it. Oh, as right beside him, man, that's the 97 Rodney Griffin dirt tracking it through the exit of turn number 4, breaking that thing loose and getting sideways. Unfortunately, not able to continue the momentum here, but he's still trying to get the outside line pass done on the 12, and it looks like he will do so.
Got it slideways. I like that. Thank you, Chan the Man, for the compliment. We appreciate you, buddy. We're doing the best we can out here with our limited technical knowledge here. I'll get these computers set up.
Well, I mean, I just feel a little off, to be honest with you. It might not be our best performance tonight, but we're going to give it a shot.
We're going to do our best out here.
Brown will do great. English and I are. We're old. We have a little bit of change, and things start happening really bad. We just start freaking out, you know.
As Bittner and Stoy go back side by side here. 84 up on that high side. The Ford trying to make the traditional pass up underneath here. Still side by side as they came back across the line, though. Now entering turns 1 and 2 and still going to be side by side. I think the Ford now, though, is just going to get clear. So there's a lot of merit to that outside line here tonight, and that's, like you said, English, that's going to be something to focus on here later on down the stretch as this race continues to move on and on. Kevin Winker has gotten around the 88 of Zach Staten, continuing to move up this leaderboard. Now the 96 of Josh Freed is trying to catch up to that 88. Otherwise, everyone else is currently kind of locked in. 64 of Turboville trying to get around the 00 Joe Bennett machine here through turns 1 and 2 as they go side by side.
Austin Johnson in that 12 truck bounce off the wall there a couple of laps ago. I saw a puff of smoke, wound it back a little bit. He did bounce off the wall. So these guys got to watch that wall coming out of 4. It'll stick up on you.
Hunter Smith just found it. Just as you were saying that.
Same thing, huh?
Yeah, and we saw this, what was it, last night, where Ford just comes out and you'll slide right into it if your tires are worn or you just don't lift correctly. So that's the tough spot on the track right there.
Tower operator's saying, are we going to see pit stops anytime soon? You may see them. These guys might stretch it out like they did last night, huh? I mean, probably maybe close to lap 40. We got 75% fuel here.
Yeah, I would, by the way these guys are running right now, I would say probably that's the case. I mean, it doesn't look like the old tires are hurting them too much. I mean, we're still seeing people make moves right there. The 42 of Winker moving up into the top 4, getting around his other teammate there, the 15 of Cody Staten. So it's definitely something to keep on watching out for. So the 97 Rodney Griffin catches up to the 5 of Steven Naylor here, trying to get back up here into a top 10 spot. The 97 looking outside, not quite able to make that one happen, so he's going to try to cross it over and go down low now, which he gets a big run coming off the corner, and he's side by side with Steven Naylor right now as they head on down into turns 3 and 4.
Man, Rutabaga, got a lot of stuff going on. I'll be back, Rutabaga.
Papa Joe Bennett out there saying, let's get it, 00 Joe. We love it when the family gets on and cheers for everybody. Michael Newton says maybe they added a little bit more grip to the outside lines of some of these tracks as part of the update. It would definitely make for some better iRacing. I definitely agree with you there. That multiple lines, especially at a track like this, we need to see more of that. So you can't really spray PJ1 out here virtually, you know what I mean, to create a new line. So hopefully they get a little bit of that incorporated. Carol Hansley also says, Andrew, love the new paint scheme tonight. So thank you, Carol, for joining us.
42 of Winker now looking to try to make a move underneath the 84 of Josh Bittner, but that outside line stuff, it could be a part of that that track polishing. Yeah, you know how the more and more you go over that same rubber, it starts to come into effect. That could be an aspect of it here tonight, which would be very cool. As 42 looking down low again here on Bittner, going into turns 1 and 2. Does he make it work? It's gonna be close, and he does get the pass on done there, as Eric Stoy has now gotten back around his teammate, the 6 of Paul Durkee, up here at the front. So got ourselves a lead change.
We also got the 96 who made it around the 15 of Cody Staten. So Josh Freed on the move in that Air Jordan Toyota pickup truck.
It's the race between the 97 and the 5 continues to heat on up here. They were looking side by side there. The 5 winning that mini battle right now. That's going to, I think, be the theme of this race. It looks like everybody kind of pairing on up here. Not a lot of cars running by themselves. Just a lot of people running in tandems right now. And we're going to see these mini battles continue to wage on throughout this entire race, as it looks like the 51 of Joshua Moore, he's got the 88 of Zach Staten right there on his back bumper right now.
Yeah, it's good to be around other trucks here, especially catching a little bit of draft can help you out here. Josh Bittner in that 84 TrackDogsRacing.com Ford F-150 trying to run Winker down. He caught him, but I mean, passing him is a completely different thing than catching somebody. So looks like he's content just kind of hang out 3 or 4 car lengths off his tailgate right now.
He does have to be careful. He has the 96 of Josh Freed coming up with a pretty good head of steam right now. Looking to the outside as they head on down into turns 3 and 4. Of course, the 96 trying to make up all of some more spots, end up on this podium as they head on down into the quad oval and across the line, side by side. The 96 having that one by a nose, and now down into turns 1 and 2. And of course, Charlotte, I know back in the day, English, turns 1 and 2 is where you could really pick up your run, but 3 and 4 was the more technical turn, especially if the sun was out, because that side of the track got a lot more heat, and it was a lot harder to keep the power down there.
Yeah, you're right, and that did affect a lot of guys getting their ability to get power down. But at a night race like this, it kind of takes that part out of the equation. You can actually, gain some momentum coming out of 4 now, kind of let it rip just a little bit harder than you can coming out of 2, I think.
As pit stops are now underway here just after 30 laps. Bittner, Griffin, and Johnson all coming on down and in. Looks like Jake Bunjo and the 747 of Albert Anderson out here running strong. The 86 running that far outside lane, not just like in the middle, but he was running kind of like a Miami Homestead kind of line there, right up against the wall.
The Larson line. Yes, indeed, the Larson line up there high. Michael Newton saying, Cale Turberville on the move after starting the race from pit road. Cale's up to 11th right now. Emily Jane Smith saying, you're doing great out there, number 3. Stay with it. Hunter Smith, currently 13th position.
Wickard now getting around that 6/13 of Paul Durkee, who's now got a challenge here from the 96 of Josh Freed. So I wonder if Durkee might start feeling those tires a little bit here after that strong start. Still hanging around, though, up here in the top 3, top 4, as Eric Stoy tries to run away from that 42 of Kevin Winker. As it looks like here comes those Team Goats machines heading on down into pit road.
Yep, a couple guys there pitting together, Stoy and Durkee. Like so far, 4 tires and fuel for everybody who's stopped so far. I don't think you're going to see a lot of you know, two tire shenanigans here. This track, even though it is a newer surface, it still eats these tires up something fierce. So I think you're gonna see plenty of 4 tire stops tonight. I mean, they got 3 extra sets, so I mean, it should be good to go.
Yeah, 4 total sets, three extra, but still, you might want to save one in your back pocket there at the end of this thing, if you can.
Talk about saving something in your back pocket. How about saving some money and skipping the line and all those Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks by going ahead and picking up some Dubby over at Dubby.gg, the proud sugar-free, no jitteriness energy that Dubby provides, and use code HCK at checkout to save even more money with 10% off. Thank you, Dubby, the proud energy sponsor over here at HCK Beagles Racing League. Kevin
Here
Winker.
comes 3.
Yeah, Bunjo, Cale Turbeville, Naylor, Jay Burton, Smith, all coming on down in the 96. Josh Freed still driving around out there up at the front. Joshua Moore and 00 Joe Bennett yet to come on down for their first round of pit stops yet as well. And so after those 3, that will complete the pit cycle here as Josh Bittner kind of gets the undercut done. He's going to be out on track in front of Kevin Winker. He will have slightly older tires here, so it'll be interesting to see how these things kind of run on along. But with a 120 lap race, 37 of those now in the books. Got the 96, the 51, and 00 Joe Bennett coming on down. So our pit cycle is coming to completion.
It's just going to spread them out for a little bit, won't it? As long as we don't have any problems with the blending.
That's kind of what we saw in the other Charlotte race that we covered this week. Was, you know, green flag pit stops kind of changes the dynamic out there. Everybody's a lot more spread out. You will have some guys still making some passes out there. So we see the 88 and the 97 side by side right here in front of Cale Turbeville in that Klondike number 64. Glad he was able to make it into the session tonight. He is one of your playoff drivers in that 64.
Yeah, he's moving.
That he is. This battle here, this is all for a top 10 spot right now with the 88, the 64, and that 97. Looks like the 86 of Jake Bunjo was able to break free of that little group. Joshua Moore rejoining the track. Tucks in behind here. The 747 of Albert Anderson, 15 of Cody Staton finds a friendly face behind him. That's the 42 of Kevin Winker. With Josh Bittner out in front with the lead here tonight, picking up some bonus points here for leading the lap, and he is going to currently lead this field on out there and around as the 4 of Eric Stoy tries to chase him on down here.
Great to see some green flag laps being run here at Charlotte. I know the lower truck count might have a little bit of something to do with that, but these guys are pretty clean drivers out here.
They are, and they're spread out at the moment. We still may see something worth fighting over here in a little bit, but right now, just run your race. Especially these playoff guys. I know they got a strategy where they're going to try to make their move a little bit later on. We're only about a third of the way in right now, so just give it some time. We're going to start getting a little more exciting, I think, as this thing plugs along.
88 making his move on the 86. Not a whole lot of looks like he might try to cross him over here on the front. That's what he's trying to do. 86 trying to take that spot back from the 88. Ooh, close to contact there.
Yeah, and then Turbeville's right there behind him, but he's ready to pounce as well.
Bunjo says, I'll catch up with you guys later. Y'all go ahead.
I really like Bunjo's paint job. It reminds me of that old school Jordan, you know. I guess that's what the design is, obviously, but it was a thing back in the late 90s, early 90s, late 80s. And then they
Well,
redid them. Well, they had the first Jordans were like that. There was one set of Jordans back in the day like that, and now it's gotten even bigger, obviously.
One of my favorite paints out there has got to be J.A. Burton. That KOA Campgrounds of America paint.
I love the KOA. It's a great place
really
to stay.
Cool. Throwback. Hey, that one you were at the other day was fancy, man.
Yeah, fancy. I don't do anything. I'm glamping. I ain't camping.
Glamping, yeah. That's...
Well, I don't have a problem camping. Somebody does, so I have to glamp.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm kind of in the same boat here. Brown, you would have loved the setup down there, man. The camper and stuff that Adam drug down there to Choctaw was pretty cool.
That is pretty good. As 64 of Turboville still tucked in between the 86 and the 88 right now. Looks like he's going to try to make a move down low and get that Klondike machine up here into the 9th place position. So that battle for top 10 wages on. 4 of Eric Stoy's made it around Josh Bittner, but so has that 6/13 of Paul Durkee making it on through. Now Kevin Winker's trying to make his way back up onto a podium spot here. Of course, pretty much all of these drivers all up in it for the chase. You can tell by their banners up there on their hood, I believe, or their window.
Yeah, they got one on the top of the windshield and on the front of the spoiler. I think some of them have it on the back of the spoiler as well, yellow stripes. So easily identifiable.
Yep, I like that. I think that's cool. That's one of the cool things they've taken from the NASCAR series. So we know, who's in the playoffs easily by just looking at the truck.
Around these guys are a lot of the playoff drivers sitting near the front, which is kind of where we expected them to be. Albert Anderson Jr. saying could be the fewer trucks is contributing to the fewer wrecks. That's kind of what we were thinking too.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's a lot less crowded out there for sure, Albert.
Yeah, that indeed, as Double O Joe Bennett gets around the 5 of Stephen Naylor, who started off great way up at the front, but has since just trickled on backwards here. Cale Turboville getting out in front of the 88 machine now. He's trying to chase down Albert Anderson, who's about 4 seconds up the road. Eric Stoy, Paul Durkee, though, still commanding this race. Kevin Winker and Cody Staten have trickled past around the 84 of Bittner. 96 of Josh Freed still hanging around here in this top 10 as well. 3 at Hunter Smith now trying to challenge the 12 of Austin Johnson as they go side by side down into turns 1 and 2.
So do you see a situation where if he has a teammate up there maybe leading the race that they might let the old man win one and let Paul Durkee take the win here? Do you think that's kind of out of the question?
I think that's going to be out of the question, especially with both drivers, going for that championship. So,
yeah, I don't see it either.
Wreck your teammate for a win. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, you would do that to your teammate. I've seen you do it.
Oh, come on.
It wasn't even for a win.
For a win.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even for a win. Imagine if it was.
Honest mistake 2 years ago.
It's all right. I'll forget about it.
No, you won't. Race drivers don't ever forget.
No, that's like elephants. No forgetting. That's why there's so many cool fights in racing. There should be, anyway.
Albert Anderson continues his march towards the front, up 8 spots. He's currently in 8th position. Kevin Winker's up 7. He just passed Paul Durkee for that second position there behind Stoy.
And that he did, as we're riding around here with the 15 of Cody Staten, watching that battle. Cody now trying to line up that 6/13 machine to try to make up some ground there himself.
Sorry if I'm butchering your name. It looks like Doris Sells on YouTube out there saying, "Let's go, J.A. Burton." We were just talking about J.A. Burton's truck and that awesome paint, that KOA truck.
And your broadcast on the YouTube machine, the one Zuckerberg owns, Brown, it looks amazing. It must have really upped some of the graphic stuff, like you guys had mentioned with the paints, because it looks really good.
Yeah, they tweaked it or something. It looks great. Smooth. Good frame rate. What I'm getting on my machine anyway.
Brown has a computer that can run the space shuttle up and back.
They can launch a Soyuz capsule into space. I don't have no space shuttle no more.
Oh, well, I mean, if you go back and watch as the 84 and the 51 go side by side here, the 84, one of the first ones that came on down into the pit, and sorry, getting distracted here. So Bittner with those older tires just trying to last this long run. Here comes the 64 of Turboville around the 747 of Albert Anderson. But there's a great video done by Smarter Every Day over here on YouTube where you could actually see from the Apollo missions what a actual bit looks like.
See what a bit looks like?
Yeah, the whole computer memory and all that, and like they actually had to like weave wires and like put little rings on them, and depending on how they're polarized was how it was programmed as either a 1 or a 0. And
Get
8 of those, you get a bit, right?
it's absolutely
Like
crazy.
y'all,
And now we
like
carry
y'all
something
know.
in our pocket that has, you know, a
Right.
256 gigabytes, which is a crap ton of bits.
Yeah, we've come like a long way, man. You got a full your phone in your pocket was probably obviously more than they had in those.
Oh yeah.
Those space shuttles and the first space shuttle and all that stuff. It's crazy what's happening. Now we're racing on the dang internet and having a damn good time broadcasting and everything. So pretty amazing what's going on with technology.
Corbin Rogers chimed in over there on the YouTube chat saying someone radio in and ask one of the drivers if their arm is starting to hurt. I don't know what that means, but
Well,
maybe somebody's hanging their arm and maybe a certain finger out the window. I'm not sure.
No, probably just because they're in a rhythm right now. So
Yeah.
just kind of
for sure.
rolling along. There's left turn.
Yeah, we are
How much
approaching
these
the
guys
halfway
lift?
point.
Right along with one of these drivers and see how much they're actually lifting. I mean, they're running around here a pretty good clip.
There's a little bit of lifting involved in the turns.
Yeah, there is. Oh, they're lifting quite a bit.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to lift more as the tire wear goes on and all that. So
Corbin said, Clint Boyer Spin Gate 2013. So there you go. There's some research for you.
Clint Boyer, that guy that's a pretty funny fella.
I think you'd get along pretty good with them. They're
Oh
kinda-
yeah, I mean he'd probably. I think we'd have a couple Coens, and you might accept me as a friend just because we're kind of similar, you know. He's just a lot more talented than me, obviously.
It's
I'm like the poor man's version.
Winker getting around that 4 of Eric Stoy and taking the lead of this race. For the most part, though, our top 7 are still all relatively close to each other here in a pretty good line. And of course, every single one of them are championship drivers here tonight. Josh Bittner at the tail end of this line here in 7th. Then you got Cody Staten and Paul Durkee all in line. Joshua Moore kind of cutting the field here in the middle, and then you got Josh Freed and Eric Stoy up there as well.
I know what he's referring to now. It's when Clint Boyer, they're saying he intentionally spun to help Martin Truex make the playoffs. Hey, that's what he's talking about. They got fined. Michael Waltrip Racing got fined like $300,000 for that.
I mean, there's some shenanigans sometimes goes on in racing, don't y'all think? like putting gasoline or racing fuel in your roll cages and all the crap they used to do. If you're not cheating, you ain't trying.
And that's what Boyer said on the radio. He said, "My arm's starting to hurt," right before he spun out.
Yeah, he's a character. No, I remember it. It's been a few years ago.
As we now have our second round of pit stops up underway. 6 of Durkee, 97 of Griffin, and the 12 of Austin Johnson coming on down. Just as the 96 of Josh Freed gets around the 4 of Eric Stoy. Eric Stoy now looking to make the pass here back at him as they continue to head on with green flag racing here just past halfway in this race here at Charlotte tonight. 63 laps down with 120 in total. Whew, these guys are cooking bacon grease here tonight.
Yeah, they really are.
And one more pit stop on to do it here around lap maybe lap 80?
Probably 90.
Lap 90.
You
see anybody taking maybe fuel only here?
No, you'd have to be. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
There's no way. I don't. Unless you're trying to play some kind of game where you think there's going to be a crash, and
I mean,
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think these guys are going to go green the entire race, flag to flag.
It's starting to look that way. We're pretty spread out.
I mean, we've seen it. It's been a long time since we've done a race like this where it went flag to flag green. But
Now, I mean, maybe at the front you may see some because they're going to be going so hard at each other. These are the guys that are close. I don't know. That's why we watch the race. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. We can kind of anticipate it, but that's the fun part about racing. You never know.
Stephen Naylor in the 5 machine rolling down for his second service.
Joshua Moore in the 51 making some moves, moving past the 4 of Eric Stoy, getting up here into this top 3 right now. So we got Winker, Free, Moore, Stoy, Bittner, Staten all out there on the racetrack. Everyone, I think they're trying to run maybe this one all the way down so that way when they do make their final pit stop, it's going to hopefully be a pretty quick one, and that they're going to be able to make those last tires last just a little bit longer.
Stretch it out. Wear them tires down to the cords if you have to. Albert Anderson's pop is out there. Papa Albert saying, "I bet a short 10-lap 3-man race between Alan, and Adam would be fun to watch." Oh.
Well, I can tell you right now, there's one of us that's really good at it, and it's not English and I. It's Alan Brown can drive. He actually can drive, so we could try to wreck him, though.
I think we should jump in some Legends cars and get on like Boston or something, South Boston.
He'd still destroy us. We'd have to crash him.
I don't know. I was pretty decent at Legends
you
cars.
were. You were
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You were okay. You were never in the lead like Brown
I
was.
will whoop your tail, son.
Yeah, me, I'm terrible.
Maybe a figure 8. We could do a figure 8 street stock race. Or
Okay.
something.
Wait, hold on. What are you saying that you were terrible? I thought you were a champion over there.
Well, I was a
Michigan.
At
champion.
Michigan, one
And
track. he
one
was
track with
One.
the trucks, I'm pretty good, and one track I was really good at. Honestly,
One-
racing against y'all though, I was never the Xfinity cars or whatever. I'm not very good at.
I won an IndyCar race or 2. That was all I could ever do was the open wheel.
Those are fun to
Get a
drive,
decent finish.
but I think we can all agree Brown is better than both of us as far as iRacing driving.
I think if we set something up, we could. Here's what we could do: we could run a 3-man short race like that, and then just save the replay, and then go back and broadcast our own little race, and then just post a clip. That'd be fun.
I gotta have one hand on the wheel and one hand on my beer. I don't know if I can do it.
Sure, you can do that. We'll go back and commentate over top of it. Josh Bittner with a black flag there.
I think he was a
Have a
little
look at
hot
the
coming
photo.
down into pit road.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think we mentioned that last night, and I was going to mention it here just a minute ago. The pit lane speed is 45 miles an hour, so you really, under green flag conditions, you got to crank it down and try not to spin the thing. Winker's coming down. We got a couple others about to come down, so.
Unfortunate there for Josh Bittner. He's now really going to hope for a caution so he can catch back up to this field as here comes Winker. Ooh, he gets squirrely coming on down into pit road.
Yeah, that 45, that is awful slow. Albert Anderson is really pulling for this. He's like, you guys in the booth, you guys need to do this race thing. Y'all need to go for it. You know, we can do an AI race, fill in the rest of the track with AI drivers, right? Just battle each other to see who can pass the most AI cars.
Now what, turn the AI down to what, 0?
Yeah, that probably.
Oh, man, make them terrible, you know? Make their reaction times really awful. That's always fun. Emily Jane Smith saying, come on, Hunter. Keep her going out there. Hunter Smith in the 3 machine, working his way up through the field. Currently in 5th position. He's really put the work in today in that 3.
He really is, as he makes his way on down into pit road now. And looks like he made that one smooth. Looks like here comes the 96 of Josh Freed coming on down into pit road as well. So slowly getting everybody in for their second round of pit stops here. Joshua Moore and Joe Bennett, the only holdouts that are left out here. The 51 machine, I'm sure he's going to be coming down and in any moment because he last came in at 37. So we're now here at 74. So that would be about that 37 lap stretch.
Well, Derek Welch, look, this is kind of gaining popularity already. Derek Welch says, y'all need to add Richard Gray to that race, you know, if y'all do the broadcast.
You can't get that old timer off the actual DayZ server. He's too busy playing video games. He's not wanting to do the simulation.
Ooh, we almost had a caution here, boys. As looks like the 24 of Andrew Hansley losing it coming out of turns 3 and 4. Spins out down into the infield grass and ended up towing from there. So rough ride there for the 24 machine.
He had a tow?
Well, he didn't have to tow. I think he chose to tow as to not throw a yellow flag.
Gentlemen,
Okay, gotcha.
got out of the way. That's tough for him, though.
Just got out from underneath him. Oh, he was going straight towards the barrels at the end of those K rails that separate the pit lane and the rest of the track there. That would have been bad.
Sure would.
Adam Strom also joined in saying, even if fellas just got here to catch the conversation, I want in on that race too. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, we can let you in, Strom. You know how to knock somebody out of a race, too. Seeing him do that. Remember when I coined it Strom, and he used to.
Strom people?
He's going to Strom. He's a fun guy to race with. No, Klein does his own thing.
He was the worst, yeah.
These guys like to win. That'd be a fun race. Everybody, we could just have fights. Maybe we'll have like a free-for-all.
Oh, it'd be a demo derby. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
No cautions. We'll just do a free-for-all, fill it in with AI cars, and it's just survival. That'd be fun.
Andrew Hansley has disconnected, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, he lost so much time from towing, and he'll never get that back. He was 4 laps down, I think, when he disconnected.
That's Paul Durkee out in front. Goes side by side with the 4 teammate of Eric Stoy as they're catching up to some lap traffic here. That's the 12 of Austin Johnson trying to not go that 1 lap down. You got Durkee, Winker, Turbeville up here inside this top 4 as well, as looks like Zach Staten trying to catch up to his teammate there in the 51 of Joshua Moore.
What do you guys think about another 15 laps? We're going to start seeing some guys come in. I know a majority of the guys, it looks like they pitted around between 67 and 70.
Yeah, now we're starting to see the strategy play out. And here's one thing about strategy. I want to listen. There's only 4 of y'all that gave us the thumbs up. We can't do this racing without more thumbs ups. Zuckerberg's going to kick us off the. He's going to kick us off the server.
They won't kick us off.
My friend Valiant, he'll never come back and watch. Please.
He's in a re-education camp somewhere, I think.
Hit the thumbs up and the like and subscribe and all that stuff, right? Doesn't that help somebody, Brown?
Yeah, it helps us on that algorithm where it gets shared across the world, and just part of that whole YouTube. Hey, you like this, so maybe you should like this kind of suggested thing. As Josh Bittner tries to make some ways back up through this field, getting around the 12. Ooh, it's the 12. Austin Johnson gets a little squirrely there coming into the quad oval.
He was thinking about a crossover, but kind of ran out of room. I think that's what happened right there. Well, and the increased viewership helps out our sponsors too. Like tonight, Thomas Pet Crematorium. So
exactly, it's not just for us. AAA broadcasting, we're not selfish.
Yeah.
It's for the leagues that we're broadcasting here. HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com. Support them. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the like. Hit the share. Hit the whatever. That Zuckerberg guy. We're gonna get the best of him before this thing's over. I just have a feeling about it.
Mash all the buttons.
Yeah, here you go.
As the race and action continues, we got lap traffic with normal traffic. We got the 3 of Hunter Smith going around, the 12 of Austin Johnson. At the same time, got the leaders coming up behind him here as the 42 of Kevin Winker goes side by side with that Paul Durkee Goat Patch Brewing Company Goats team, whatever. I don't even know which brewer they racing here tonight.
I don't know. They were running Birdsong Brewery yesterday, or the last race, whenever that was.
Yeah, don't do the goat thing anymore. I can't
I'll have
take
to look
that.
and see. What are you talking?
It's Birdsong Brewing Company.
Okay.
That's who they're
Well,
running with.
And these guys battling for a lucky dog too as well. Joe Bennett, Double O Joe right now, looks like he's got his lap back. So Josh Bittner in the 84 in line for the lucky dog. Should we get a caution? But look at Hunter Smith with a huge run, getting right on his back bumper in that throwback paint for Taylor Motor Company. And there he goes. He's sticking his nose in there. He's going to pass Bittner. So now the 3 of Hunter Smith in line for the lucky dog. Should we get a yellow? But it's looking more and more like this is going to go green all the way.
And that it is, as we're closing on in. We got 35 laps left to go of this 120 lap fight here at Charlotte here tonight. As the 4 of Eric Stoy continues to lead this field. He does have that 3 trying to get that lap back the hard way here. Catching on up to the 4.
Well, thank you for joining us, Carol Hansley. She was online, cheered for Andrew. He says, see you guys next week. Thanks for coming. You can always stick around and cheer on these other guys if you want to.
Freed smoked Burton, pushed him up the track there on turn 1 in that previous lap.
Ooh.
Well, that was interesting. I had to rewind that and catch that out. Check that out, but all right, let's get it going. Don't dent up that KOA Camp in America truck. It's a beautiful paint.
That's Kevin Winker around the 84. Not for position.
What is for position, though? You got the 15 and the 6 racing hard here for some top 5 spots. The 15 of Cody Staten. Oh, as Jay Burton snags the outside wall a little bit. Ooh, that was some... Oh. And Jay Burton blinked out there for a second, but that was a fancy little cloud puff that happened when he snagged the wall.
Oh, they add that?
Yeah, they added that because earlier the 12 bounced off the wall. and it did the same thing. That's how I found him scraping the wall. When he hit the wall, it made a puff of smoke like that, just like you'd see at a real racetrack.
Hey, what's that emoji you keep putting up on? What in the hell are you doing, English?
I put an emoji for Carol because she said, "Thank you, always a pleasure." I put it's like a loving smiley face.
It's a face with hearts around it. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
We love
No.
our fans, man.
Yeah, we do, but I don't know if that's the right emoji for that.
Well, I don't know. Let me pick
Or whatever it is. Yeah, just put a heart or don't do that one.
I'm not big on the emojis.
Yeah, well, obviously. It's not for that. For something else.
There you go. There's a different one.
Let me see. No, that's for you, clown.
No,
emoji.
I'm a clown. Okay.
No, come on now. sorry, Brown. I'm just having a good time with
good.
Dennis, trying to mess with him.
Joel Moore out there saying the 51 is gaining on them. Yes, he is. He just passed Durkee and Staten, moving up here into the top 5. Of course, Moore being one of these championship drivers as well, trying to pick up every spot that he possibly can here. Jay Burton coming on down into the pits for his final pit stop, as here we go. We're inside of that 30-lap window here, boys.
Yeah, Winker's got another fan out there tonight. Nicole Scaffidi, I think is how you say it. Saying go Winker.
The new names of watching this stuff. It's like, I love it when we have some new viewers. They could be watching and not commenting. We don't really know. Awesome.
Well, there's a lot of people watching right now. We sure appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in tonight. This has been an awesome. It's been green flag the whole way here.
I know, it's crazy. I sure hope Valiant's watching this. Valiant, please let me know if you're watching. Just, there's always a ticket at the booth for you to come watch our races, Valiant.
And Josh Freed now catching up to the 4 of Eric Stoy. We saw Durkee, come on down into pit road for his final pit stop. Austin Johnson now coming on in, hitting his final box. Albert Anderson looks like he had done his just a few laps ago. Same thing with Rodney Griffin. Jay Burton coming back in again here, hitting that pit stop for a second time.
I can only imagine where Josh Bittner would be if he didn't get that speeding penalty and have to come back down. Currently, the first truck 1 lap down.
Definitely hurt.
He's got to be kicking himself.
TrackDogsRacing.com. Check that place out. You get all the cool gear there. Man.
Franklin Bunch joining us as well over on the YouTube chat, saying, let's go Hunter Smith in that number 3. He is back on the lead lap, currently in a top 10 position. Hunter Smith in 10th right now.
I think Emily Jane Smith confirmed what I was thinking. I think you misused the emoji. She mentioned something there.
It could also be a care reaction.
What is a care?
It's where you care about something that somebody wrote. Somebody typed it on the typing thing, the machine.
You could have just put a heart. You got a face with hearts floating around it. I've seen that a couple times, and it never. I'm just saying, we're gonna have to have a class on this. Maybe people could teach us.
Brett Winker joining us as well. Pulling for Kevin Winker out there in the 42, currently leading the race.
Oh man,
it's gone off the rails.
I couldn't resist.
I'm
sorry.
I guess the beverages were flowing here tonight as we had a little bit of a delayed start.
Actually, no. I've had 2. I'm actually better with no beverages. Oh man. Sorry.
That's all right. That's the 25 laps to go comes on out here. Kevin Winker out in front. He is being chased down a little bit here by that 96 as Winker tries to put that 300 Smith a lap down here again. As well, it's continuing to roll on here, waiting for the final pit stops because these guys will not make it here to the end. So we still have one more pit stop, which means that will be the money stop here. As here comes that 97 Rodney Griffin on those fresh tires. You can see just the speed difference new tires has compared to what these guys are currently running.
It's right at, what, about 2 seconds, I guess, from a little bit less than 2 seconds per lap, new versus worn tires.
I'm sorry. I've had 2 beers, guys, so I'm not off the rails or anything. I'm sorry, I got tickled there. Just trying to have a good time with it.
Oh, no, that's funny. Hey, look, Derek Welch even says, hey, man, one of those emojis means that not PG-13 anymore.
Right.
I don't know what the hell.
Joshua Moore has come down in a Muehlberger Custom Homes machine
And same
for his pit stop.
Same thing with that 15 at Cody State, and I'm still trying to do the math how Turner's 2 beers deep, and he was at his kid's high school band thing.
Well, I mean, you can get in the parking lot,
You
You guys
got a pregame.
You don't do that?
Pregame for your kid's event.
Yeah, one tall boy in the parking lot, then you make it through that hell, then you get here and you slam one and during the race, and that's
then
where
you
I'm
have to
at.
quote unquote stop for gas on the way home and get another beer in a paper bag. I know how this works.
No, I got paper bag beers in the fridge.
Hey, if
I don't need to stop.
If you've got 7/8 of a tank, you don't need to stop for gas.
It seems like you know that routine, don't you?
Guilty.
Jay Burton coming on down into pit road again, as here comes the 64 and the 4. Ooh, little bit of a bump there from the 64 to the 4. That's going to be interesting to see if the 4 gets a speeding penalty here from that little love tap.
I don't see anything yet on the
Rally train.
trains. No black flag so far on the entry screen. Might have gotten away with one there.
Maybe as the 20 laps to go, Winker and Freed with 00 Joe Bennett still out there as your top 3 for right now. Still yet to see where these guys are going to come on and pit. I got a feeling Winker, though, he's seeing everybody come on down, and he's got to come down and get some tires there himself. Otherwise, he's going to get undercut here within these last few laps.
Ooh, I bet he's got a plan for this. He's got to. I just don't know what it is. I'm not smart enough to figure it out.
Well, the plan is right there. He comes on down into pit lane, getting it
you
all checked up. So money stop time for Winker leaves Josh Freed out there by himself right now, running around. Hunter Smith yet to make that final pit stop as well. He's now back onto that lead lap.
Everybody's having a good time on this one on the chat. This is great. We're having a fun race. No caution, so we have to have our own fighting English, I guess.
Yeah, nobody's getting into anything out there. Look at the side of Durkee's truck. The right side of that 13/6 machine. There's no paint left on the right side of that truck. He's been up in the wall a whole bunch tonight as he looks to the outside of Josh Bittner.
Ooh.
Bittner tried to close the door on him there for a second, but wasn't able to make it happen there.
That's a good battle.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love seeing that. That is 4th position, folks. Bittner is back on the lead lap in 5th position.
He has yet to hit that pit box for one final time, though, as well. So be on the lookout for that. But
Gonna have to.
Bittner right now running up there in 3rd. Still got Joshua Moore out there trying to catch back around the 4 of Eric Stoy. Winker back out on track with that fresh set of tires, trying to chase down the 64 of Cale Turbeville. Let's see, Cody Staten there as well, trying to chase these guys on down as we're now closing in on the final 17 laps left to go in this race. Bittner now coming down into the pit. Zach Staten in the 88 machine. Stuck behind Jake Bunjo as well as Jay Burton here. He's going to try to follow Bunjo on past the 26, and now he's going to try to work his way on down and around him.
He did. He made some moves right there. Zach Staten did. No, that could have been a caution, but he managed to get through that little traffic. That was for position too. If
Ooh, how about this for position? We had the 51 of Joshua Moore working his way around the 4 and the 6, passing both the team goats at the same time.
I can't. Oh, sorry. I'm reading this timeline on the. I can't do it. Having too much fun
Are
tonight.
you okay?
That's just funny what they're talking about. Oh,
Were you at the
man.
dentist today? Is that
No,
what
I
happened?
swear
Are
to you. I
messed up
swear to
on
you. I didn't.
nitrous up?
I didn't stop for 100 cold ones. No, it's a Tuesday, bro. I'm pretty tight.
Oh,
What's going on?
64 shutting the door on the 42 there on the front stretch. That was a pretty good little aggressive move there.
Well, we are starting to get down into crunch time here with 14 laps left to go. All these guys racing for position here as the 64 with the pressure from the 42 still trying to get back up to the back bumper of the 4, which he does. Oh, as we're beating and banging, 3 of Hunter Smith is going around. Oh, and that's
Wow.
going to bring out a late caution here.
Oh, the 96 piled right in the side of him too. Had nowhere to go. Hunter Smith. Oh man, see if that truck can drive straight. It's gonna be. Nope.
no.
He's dog walking it. That thing's dog walking sideways. It's missing some body panels off of it.
Whew. Man, I gotta get my act together. That was crazy, though.
Let's go ahead and take a look here from up at our chopper camera to see what happened. As the 3 was up high. Oh, the 51 tried splitting them and going 3 wide, but made a little bit of contact there with the 50 or with the 00 Joe Bennett machine.
And look at the teamwork between the 96 and the 86. Jake Bunjo pushing his teammate around the track here as he when he T-boned the 3, he blew that motor up.
And I think 51 Josh Moore just kind of underestimated how slow the guys in front of him were going.
Yeah,
And tried
Michael-
to slip out of it. and
Mike Newton,
cause
our
that.
race controller, did verify it just now on the YouTube chat saying 51 is going to get an EOL for that one right there. And the 96 is going to get an EOL too that
Oh,
requested.
jeez.
We want people to get black flags.
Oh, and then 96 just clobber knocking the 3. Whew.
That's not good for the 3. Ooh. Just, racing deal. No. Unfortunately, there was no need for fighting there. Just a total racing incident. I can't believe we're seeing a crash finally. This is going to make for an interesting final run, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. Did anybody save an extra set of tires? I don't think anybody did. Everybody.
Well, did they have 4 total sets or was it 4?
It was 4 total,
Okay,
so
so
3
4 total.
changes.
So I think everybody's got what they've got at
Everybody's
this
used
point.
Yeah, I think you got to live with what you have. Paul Durkee, his last pit stop was a 748. Joe Bennett was a 922. Eric Stoy a 965. Did we have some guys that?
Well, Paul
that maybe
Durkee
took 2?
Paul Durkee was recent. Those were back on
Okay.
lap 108.
Yeah, well, and lap 100 for Eric Stoy, but a 965. That's not a full stop.
Just maybe a splash and go. Maybe they short did their fuel a little bit, playing the little strategy game.
10 laps ago. Maybe some of these guys playing the game here. Ooh, it's interesting now. How many laps we got left to go here? About 10.
We're
We're gonna go green with 8 to go, maybe.
8 or 9 to go, yeah. And so with the 51 going to be getting the EOL, it's going to be the 4 of Eric Stoy, 64 Turboville up at the front, and then we're going to have the 42 of Winker, 15 of Staten. Albert Anderson sticking around here. He's going to be restarting up here in the top 5. He's going to be up 11 spots. Zach Staten, Rodney Griffin, Paul Durkee, Hunter Smith, And Double O Joe Bennett as well as Austin Johnson will be on up here. Unfortunately, at that time of the caution, I believe the 84 was not the lucky dog, so Bittner does not get the wave around here.
Oh, well, that sucks for him, but that's the way iRacing has it laid
But
out.
now that we're getting things restacked, everyone's going to be all grouped up, and I mean, we already saw the intensity starting to crank on up as everyone's racing around each other here. So, I mean, there's still a possibility of another caution coming out and Bittner being able to get back on up there.
It's like this will be our one to go here.
And it is. So here we go. The field stacking back up 2 by 2. The 4, the 64, 42 and the 15, 747, the 88, 97 with the 6 to the outside, 3 of Hunter Smith with Double O Joe Bennett, and the 12 of Austin Johnson up there as well. As we get ready to head on back to Green Flag Racing here with the final few laps here at Charlotte.
Oh man, it's time to get serious now. Now we're gonna get serious with racing. I'm gonna stop laughing at everything tonight. What's wrong with me? This should make for some fun. See who actually is going to get real aggressive and angry. Maybe somebody will bump somebody out of the way, try to win this thing.
Keep in mind, folks, too, we still got a couple of fans of the race to announce at the end of this deal, and we also are going to announce the winner
For November.
fan of the race from last month. Yeah, so stick around.
Man, we've got 6 names in total to draw from for that one, so let us go ahead and see how these guys play this one on out as the pace car makes that dive on down into pit road. The flag man is ready. The flash bulbs are ready. Here we go. The final few laps at this night race here at Charlotte. Green flag is back out there as they head off side by side down the front straightaway into turns 1 and to the 4 with a great start here with the 42 making some moves, diving up in front of that 64. Albert Anderson not wasting any time or any second of this opportunity. He's going side by side with the 15 as we're beating and banging through the midway or mid-pack of this field. The 4 of Eric Stoy side by side with the 42 of Kevin Winker. These guys have been racing in this league since day 1 as they head on down across the line side by side.
Yeah, this looks real dangerous right now.
You ain't kidding.
It looks deadly out there, so hopefully they can straighten it out. But if they keep this up, we might see another caution.
Got to get these tires warmed up. You can't really push it too hard just yet. All these guys that just stopped and got new rubber, got to let it get warmed up. 747 drifts up in front of his buddy, the 84, and he checks up. The 96 gets into the back of the 84.
Double O Joe going down through the inside grass as well, trying to avoid all of that.
That was a heart stopper.
Yeah, what's happening with Albert? His tires are not as new as these other guys' tires. That's what's happening with Albert. He's just not able to hang on to it and starting to get past a little bit.
As the field comes back down across the line here once again, the 42 finally able to get out in front of the 4. That was a battle that took quite a few laps to figure on out. Cale Tuberville up here still in this top 3 now, trying to peek his way up underneath the 4 of Eric Stoy as well. Zach Staten up on the outside, side by side with that 64 machine. You can see there the 3 of Hunter Smith back up here inside this top 5 as well, trying to chase his way up through this field.
Paul Durkee's trying to get around Albert Anderson. Got passed by Bunjo and another truck, so.
Yeah, he's got a battle going on behind him here. The 5, he's got his hands full with the 51 and the 97. That little group there's getting pretty aggressive.
Yeah, with 5 laps to go, they're going 3 wide there for a quick second before getting down there into turn number 3. Paul Durkee trying to hold up these guys as much as possible, trying to keep his spot up here inside this top 10 for what it's worth. You got Cale Turbeville now giving the 4 a big push as he's trying to keep the 88 from getting around him here.
I'm trying to find something more exciting than this on the iRacing. I don't know if you will. This is pretty good stuff
No,
at the moment.
I don't think you will.
Yeah, you got that 64 still side by side with the 4. The 3 is side by side with that 88. You also have the 15 of Cody Staten up here trying to pick up some extra spots as well. The 88, one of the only non-championship drivers here up inside of this top 5, trying to maybe play a little bit of spoiler action here, but unfortunately right now that spoiler action would be for his own brother in that 15, taking that spot away from him as we've got 3 laps to go. Sideways contact between the 4 and the 3, able to keep it straight though as they head on down into turns 1 and 2 with 2 laps remaining here. The 3 able to slice and dice his way back in front of that 4. Now he's trying to get around the 64 of Cale Turbeville and continue this climb up the podium. Kevin Winker out in front by almost a second here as we head on down through 3 and 4. Winker coming down and across the line, picking up the white flag. No more cautions here tonight. We're going to race this one all the way to the end with the 64 and the 3 side by side for second place. 4 of Eric Stoy's trying to hang on to a 4th place finish right now. The 88 of Zach Staten. All right, up there behind him, Cody Staten trying to work his way around his brother. He's got the 84 of Josh Bittner up on the outside as Kevin Winker is going to come through turns 3 and 4 and down across the line. He's going to pick up the win with Hunter Smith having a drag race across the line and picking up the second place finish over Cale Turbeville.
Yeah, he was running that outside line. He was making it work, man. Ever since we saw Josh Bittner do that earlier in the race, I knew that outside line, that pass on the outside line was going to be a thing tonight.
And
good job, Hunter Smith, using that.
And you know what helped Hunter Smith there? It was that late caution. Even though he was involved in it, that late caution got everybody all stacked up in time for him. He was able to come down, and he had that one final set of tires that he could use.
Oh, that's actually a very good point. You got fast repair, set of tires. I mean, re-racked, restacked. He was racing good all night, so yeah, good point.
I tell you what, the chat is going nuts with all of the Hunter Smith fans out there. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Franklin, Corbin, Emily, Rebecca, and all of y'all. That was a really cool deal.
Hey,
Big Donnie joining us, pulling for the 64 as well. We're going to get to talk to Cale, too. Thank you, Donnie, for joining us.
Indeed, as we do have some stuff to take care of, such as our winner for some HCK Beagles swag for the month of November. 1, 2,
I got the list up, buddy.
Who is number 5 on that list there, Mr. English?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Carol Hansley. Carol Hansley is our winner for some HCK Beagles racing gear.
Oh, there
this
we
is
go.
for the month of November.
Congratulations there, Carol. And so with that, we also, now that we're in a new month, we get to pick some new names.
Right, so tonight, the Charlotte race here, the first playoff race of the season, not the year, this season, is Rebecca Smith and Corbin Rogers. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Y'all have been entered into the December drawing, which we'll do, first race of January. First race of the new year, we're going to announce the December winner. So Rebecca Smith and Corbin Rogers, y'all are marked down. Y'all are going to be the first 2 entrants into the pool for that HCK merchandise giveaway. HCK, what is it? TrackDogsRacing.com.
Yes.
That's where the swag's going to come from. So thanks to Josh Bittner and the guys over at TrackDogsRacing.com for being the supplier for the merchandise for a couple of these leagues that we do.
So as we kind of wind things down here tonight, let's go ahead and start our interviews off with tonight's second place finisher, and that's going to be that 3 of Hunter Smith, who had a heck of a battle out there in front of him here tonight, going a lap down at one point, fighting and got the lap back the hard way. And then I know you were begging for a caution. Unfortunately, you were involved in that caution, but you still had that final set of tires ready to go. And I think that is exactly what helped you pick up the second place finish here tonight, Hunter.
Yes, 100%. I was really hoping for a caution. I was hoping I wouldn't be in it, but luckily I had a faster pair left, and I'd gotten to the wall earlier in the race on that first run before pit stops, and it slowed me down a lot. So lost a lot of ground there, and then just hoping for that caution, and lucked out that I was, up front whenever that happened, and I had like 2 laps left before I needed to pit. And so it worked out pretty good, and them fresh tires. I mean, if I wouldn't have got boxed in, or out there was about 5 to go, I think I would have had a chance for the win on that one.
Well, the battle with the 64 was awesome. That last couple of laps. Talk a little bit about your battle with Kale there, and you've probably got the best, the biggest fan base, at least in this. I think in this racing series here, your family always giving you shout outs and so much encouragement and stuff over there.
Yeah, big shout out to my family and friends that support and watch, and I love it. It's cool seeing them in the comments and stuff, and really appreciate them supporting me with this. And yeah, that race with Kel was awesome. Shout out to him for racing me clean, and that was a lot of fun. I was hoping I could make that outside work, get a good side draft, and better exit off the corners, and luckily it worked out there at the end.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't even know where the hell we are next week, but tonight, what a race. How you came back there after that little incident, and all the fans. I mean, everybody loves you here. This was your show tonight. You put on a good one. You didn't make it all the way up front, but you did a hell of a job. So congratulations. And who would you like to thank?
I'd like to give a big shout out to my sponsors, Taylor Motor Company out of Kingston, Tennessee, and also the Beauty Parlor from Harriman, Tennessee, and Tripod Laser Designs in Rockwood. And big shout out to them for sponsoring us. And again, big shout out to all the fans out there, my family and friends, and that support and watch every week. Appreciate all of them, and thanks the league for hosting this, and all you guys up there in the broadcast booth on the excellent job that you guys do.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate it, and good job here tonight, buddy. Up 11 spots, the hard charger of the day, Mr. Hunter Smith in that 3 machine, walking home tonight in second place. Good job, buddy.
Hey, I actually had an EOL to start, so I kind of started dead last. I qualified 13th, but
Hey, man, we noticed that. We saw the hard work you put in out there tonight. Great job. Rockingham is what y'all got on tap for next week. So good luck at the short track next week.
Thanks, guys.
Man, as we head on up, well, I should say head down 1 spot, we're going to talk to the man in 3rd spot, and that is going to be Mr. Cale Turbeville. Haven't talked to Cale in a good little minute in that Klondike machine, but he brought that 64 home in 3rd. Cale, it was a tough battle out there, and it looked like we were going to be green flag from the start to the finish. And how was that affecting y'all's strategy out there here tonight?
Well, to be honest, this race, I had absolutely no strategy because I was screwed up from the start. The server crashed, and I had to start the race sitting on pit road. So I was just rolling with whatever Team America did. I was trying to copy them, but it was boring though, just riding by myself, just trying to catch everybody, just logging laps.
Yeah, it was a lot of green flag laps out there tonight, and we was hoping for a little bit of more action, but we're glad that you guys got some really great racing in. That 64 Klondike Chevrolet had a little bit of damage on the nose there when you came across, but it didn't seem like the aero damage that you did pick up didn't really affect you out there.
Nah, I was just giving Stoy a little bit of a love tap. I just wanted to let him know I was there. But yeah, that was something else. I can't believe I managed to come from where I did to where I finished. A win would have been nice, but I dang sure take what I got. I miss talking to y'all anyway.
Oh, we
missed you, buddy.
Yeah, we missed you. It was kind of just like you get in the rhythm. I mean, you could almost fall asleep probably driving the damn thing out there just for a while, and then it got real interesting at the end. So, what a fun race. What are you looking forward to next week? I guess we're at Rockingham, and who do you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, I definitely want to give a shout out to Josh Moore for making me this paint scheme 20 minutes before the race, so I can get my my yellow spoiler and stuff, and race control for extending the race that little bit. If it wasn't for him, I would not even be close to on the lead lap. So, got to give an extra thanks to them because they wouldn't have made this race possible at all without them two. But thank y'all for doing such a great job broadcasting. I love to hear it. And Wanker on the win. HCK, Mr. Gregory, for doing such a great job, and our race controller, that chaotic dude, for keeping us all straight. Yeah. Thank y'all.
Awesome, Kale. Well, great job out there here tonight. Up 7 spots on the day. Good job. We look forward to seeing
17.
17. Oh, that's right. You're starting from the pits. Yeah. Well, either way, you don't need to show off now.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. You gotta tell you, man. 17. Yeah, it doesn't. It shows we have weird computer things that aren't always.
Yeah, it
right,
doesn't
so.
show the EOL after the start. All it shows is your grid. So that's why we kind of get thrown off.
Yeah.
But either way, we're going to Rockingham next week, so a little bit more of a kind of short style track of racing. How comfortable are you feeling about that?
Feeling great about it.
Awesome.
I'm ready for all the bumps and humps in that place.
Oh, you ain't lying about that one, buddy. Well, good job here tonight to pick up this podium finish and get this championship run for you started off strong, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can do coming up next week and the remainder of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
And with that, we head on up here to tonight's race winner. It's going to be the 42 of Mr. Kevin Winker, who he himself as well had to fight his way up through this field. And Kevin, whoo, boy, was this a long one. It was nice to see a good green flag run come out of you guys here tonight. Charlotte is a lot of fun racing, especially in these trucks, man. It not a whole lot of car track combinations are quite like it where the trucks run around here, but you definitely made it work to your advantage, especially on that final kind of sprint to the end here.
Yeah, kind of lucky there with, I think Hunter had fresh tires and he kind of got boxed in by Stoy and Kale and Zach and all them. So I think that was kind of my saving grace. I was kind of hoping I was going to go green flag there. I think me and Kale would have had a good battle there to the end, but either way, a win's a win. So.
Well, it damn near did go flag to flag. I mean, the incident that we did see where Josh kind of got in a little scuff with a couple of guys, it almost didn't happen. It almost didn't bring out a yellow. But yeah, man, way to persevere out there and work your way up. The teamwork thing. We didn't see it in full swing here tonight, like a plate track or anything. But next week's going to be crazy, boy. We got short track racing up on tap for you guys again at Rockingham. You guys ready for that?
Yeah, and get back to the teamwork. I mean, we were still talking kind of all race, doing kind of what we were doing for pitch strategy. We're kind of back and forth. Zach and Cody seemed to pit there a little bit early, and then me and Josh kind of did the long run type deal. So we were kind of playing both sides of the card, I guess you could say, to see what would work better. But
hedging your bets, I guess.
Yeah. But looking forward to Rockingham. I mean, I finished I think 4th there last time we won. I kind of messed myself up on fuel strategy last time we were there, so hope I can redeem myself. But I mean, it's a fun track. I know Cody and Zach like that as well. So I mean, it should be another good race to watch for everybody.
Well, Captain, Team America, probably one of the coolest setups in iRacing in your room there. We get to observe. Congrats. Next week's going to be another week, but you're setting yourself up pretty nicely. So who would you like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I actually redid my room. I don't know if you guys remember, but I kind of moved some of the sheet metal around, so I kind of got a different setup now. But
Looks great.
yeah. But anyways, I'd like to thank Bruce Muehlberger Custom Homes for sponsoring Josh
Oh,
and
yeah.
I. He's a big supporter of ours as always, so big shout out to him. Big shout out to Shauna. She actually came when I was at work and she updated iRacing hers. I didn't think I would have raced tonight because I got done with work late. So big shout out to her for coming on
That's
the computer
awesome.
and updating it because I didn't think I would make it. But and then shout out to my brother Brett and Nicole. They're watching, his girlfriend. Shout out to my buddies Brandon and Justin for always watching. Shout out to America as always. Solid finish. I think we got all top 10s tonight. So good night in the points department for our team. Shout out to the league admins. Everybody puts this league on. Greg and Race Control. Michael Newton thanks him. And then shout out to you guys as always for putting on the hell of a broadcast.
Awesome, man. Well, great job done out there, picking up the win, getting this championship run started off strong for that 42 machine, and it's all looking up from here. Well, congratulations, man. Go celebrate, and look forward to seeing you again next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
And with that, that brings tonight's racing action to a close. And oh man, it took a minute to get us started here, but we did eventually get it started, and we had ourselves a pretty dang good race here tonight.
Yeah, man. You know, that's what happens on when iRacing puts out the huge updates. You know, stuff happens. So our race administration, they got a little bit of a late start. So, but it kind of was a blessing in disguise because Adam Turner was originally not going to be with us, but when they pushed the race time back, he was able to come in and fill in for me because I was having update problems. You know, I had my update installed, but I was having some other client issues and Discord issues. So, hey, man, redundancy worked tonight.
Well, I don't know if it was a blessing, but we were a little discombobulated, I think, everybody at the beginning. But it worked out. A fun race. And the HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com, check them out. They have their own page there on the interwebs. Check them out. And I had fun. That's all I can say. All the laughs we had tonight, I think this was a fun one.
It absolutely was. And speaking of having fun, let's go ahead and run down where everybody's favorite driver finished up here tonight. And that's with the 42 Kevin Winker picking up the win here. 3 of Hunter Smith coming back from absolute adversity, just like Cale Turbeville, just getting that one spot better than him, though, up there in second, with Cale coming home in third. Fourth, we got that 4 of Eric Stoy. He had a great night all race long. He looked like one of the top contenders here tonight. Same thing with the 88 of Zach Staten, having a solid night, as well as the 15 of Cody Staten, the Staten brothers, finishing 5th and 6th. One of the first times that we haven't seen them take each other out on accident. It's been a good minute since we've seen that, but good run from those guys. And we got in 7th the 00 Joe Bennett machine coming home there. Good finish. The 6 of Paul Durkee started this thing all the way up at the front, and looked like he was going to be a good contender for this one for quite a while as well. He's going to finish here in 8th. 9th, we got the 51 of Joshua Moore, making some breaks through this field, with the 97 of Rodney Griffin finishing tonight inside this top 10.
The 12 machine of Austin Johnson. That's the first truck I saw with the new update that bounced off the wall and created a puff of smoke. So I'm always going to remember that whenever I see Austin Johnson's HCK Bagels truck out there, is that puff of smoke. 747, America's driver Albert Anderson finishes in 12th, the last truck on the lead lap. Josh Bittner that speed penalty killed his race out there tonight. I can't imagine where Josh would be. I mean, if he didn't get that penalty, but it happened. It happens to all of us, buddy. 84 machine will finish in 13th place. 14th will be the 96 of Joshua Freed. That guy had a heck of a truck out there tonight until something happened up there in front of him. He ended up hitting the 3 of Hunter Smith, T-boning him at about 150 miles an hour, and kind of ruined his race out there. 86 Jake Bunjo tried to push him around the track, but wasn't able to get him all the way there. He'll finish in 15th, right behind his teammate. The 5 of Steven Naylor kind of had a rough night out there. He'll be 4 laps down. He'll finish in 16th place. 17th will be J.A. Burton in that number 26 KOA machine. Andrew Hansley in the 24. Disconnected a little bit early there. He'll finish in 18th place. 19th, Mike Adamson registered for the race. Did not grid a truck. So I think that'll round out your field there, boys.
And that it will. So we thank you all for tuning in and watching as always, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. And so be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, because you don't want to miss a single second of this racing action that we bring to y'all. And we appreciate it, as well as appreciate all the likes that you guys give. So if you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, so that way the algorithm tells everybody else, like, hey, these people are liking this, maybe you'll like it too. And that will just help us continue to grow this great community. Also, speaking of helping us out, we got to thank the great sponsors of Thomas Pet Crematory down there in the kind of Savannah, Georgia area. We appreciate you guys jumping on board for the sponsorship. Davidson Builders on board here all season long. Quit it with the damn emojis, English. As up there in the northern New Jersey area, be sure to go check them on out, as they've been helping out here with the HCK Beagles Racing League all season long. Also, big thank you to AdminBoxx here as well. Be sure to go check them out for a button box for all your race control and admitting needs. Also, a big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com. Be sure to go and check them out for your next round of merchandise here for the HCKBRL. Also, a big thank you to Dubby. Be sure to get your next order of Dubby at dubby.gg, where you can use code HCK at checkout for 10% off your next order of sugar-free, jitter-free energy, all at the comfort of your own home. And man, when I tell you it tastes pretty dang good, it tastes pretty dang good. And I'm not too picky of an eater, but I know when food tastes really good, and that stuff, it tastes really good. So be sure to order some Dubby today. Well, on that note, we close things on down here tonight. Tomorrow night, we're going to have the Vigilante Racing League coming at you from Watkins Glen, where those trucks are going to be ripping around there. And that's going to be an absolutely fun time to see. And we will be back live then. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We'll see you guys later.
We gone.
See ya.